Have you ever wondered why some people are just happier and more successful and life just seems to work out better for them? Have you ever been curious about why some people just, I don't know, flow through life with ease, with almost no effort at all? You probably know a friend or someone at work you can think of where this is their way of life. It's just too easy. Martin Seligman, who is considered to be the father of positive psychology, has researched this very phenomenon. Several decades, he has looked at what is going on in these individual lives. What was their secret? Why did life seem to work so well for them? What was their secret? And his basic answer after years of research and analysis, these people were optimists. So what is optimism? Quite simply, optimism is a positive outlook about the present and the future. It's having the emotional fitness to look at challenges as an opportunity, to find the good in difficulties. It's having faith in the future and believing that good awaits you. So let me tell you a story. I went to dinner with a friend recently, and I gotta be honest, his hot take on everything is negative. He sees all that is wrong in the world, why ideas won't work. He's critical of himself and others. And honestly, I left this dinner meeting with him and I kind of felt sad for him. I also left completely exhausted by him too. Pessimism, optimism, Martin Seligman calls optimism and pessimism explanatory styles. They're just simple ways in which we explain bad events in our lives. It's how we interpret and then communicate challenges. So let me ask you a direct question right now. How are you explaining your life right now? As an optimist or as a pessimist? And what's so powerful about optimism is that we get to choose. We get to choose our explanation style for setbacks in our lives. You can choose to be an optimist or you can choose to be a pessimist. Nothing is fixed. Nothing is in concrete. Perhaps this is an area of growth for you and just another opportunity to raise your EQ. So I want to look at three distinct ways in which optimists and pessimists are different. I want us to look at the big differences in how optimists and pessimists approach problems and challenges. And honestly, it's the difference between happiness and misery, flowing easily through life or seeing life as a hard battle. So number one, what's the first difference? Optimists see problems as temporary and pessimists see problems as permanent. When something bad happens, optimists look at it as a singular event, not something that is the new normal. It's a one-time deal, not something that is necessarily going to happen again and again and again. But pessimists, they see problems as permanent with no real ability to change anything about it. Number two, here's another difference. Optimists see problems as specific to a situation. Pessimists make them a general case. What I mean by that is that a pessimist will take a bad event at work and blow it up in a really unhealthy way. For example, let's say you blow a sales presentation to a potential client and the meeting doesn't go well and the client is not impressed and just chooses to take a pass on the product that you're selling. If you're a pessimist, you say, I will never be a good salesman. Nobody wants what I'm selling. I should just give up because it's not going to get any better. But an optimist says, that stinks. That meeting stinks. I'm bummed that it didn't go well, but I'm sure tomorrow's sales pitch to another potential client might go better. Number three, optimists see problems as externally caused and pessimists always blame themselves. What do I mean by that? Well, basically, optimists don't personalize everything. Man, you want to be miserable? Just personalize everything bad that happens in your life. See, optimists, they avoid self-criticism and taking all the blame when something goes wrong. Optimists have the emotional intelligence to see the bigger picture and realize that there's a lot of external factors on why bad things happen. They don't have to personalize it. But a pessimist is caught in a constant web of blame and self-judgment and feel like everything is their fault. So if optimism and pessimism are simply ways to explain difficult events, let me ask you, how are you doing in this area? Do you sound like an optimist or a pessimist in terms of how you see problems, as you talk about problems? And be honest. Think about how you're talking about your problems right now to others, or how you talk to yourself about problems. This one change in your life could revolutionize everything right now. You'd have the highest EQ if you could do this. And all the research shows that you can learn optimism. You can build these emotional muscles. So here's my challenge. Choose optimism as much as you can today and for the rest of this week, and see how it impacts you and your relationships. See how life goes when you do that. Life isn't easy, but it sure is a lot easier when you choose optimism. I'm Mike Foster. This is EQ, and we'll see you next time. And remember, if this has been helpful to you, it might be helpful to someone else too. So please take a moment and share and like this video.